Hi guys, you are on In Peace with Reality channel. Welcome, very happy to see you here, and today we are going to talk about bad days and good days during recovery from anxiety and depersonalization. I know that many of you are asking what does it mean to have good days, or some of you are asking how to cope with the bad days, and I want to make everything clear for you, because if someone new is watching this video, I myself recovered after 3.5 years from depersonalization, derealization, anxiety disorder, and I had the worst case, I guess. It was one of the worstest, honestly. So what does it mean to have bad days? Bad days, obviously, we are talking about bad days is when you're already having some good days. So it's only when you go back if you already made a few steps forward. Generally, bad days for me at that time, before I started my recovery process, it was constant. So I didn't understand what does it mean good days. And good days, I'm gonna explain more in details. Good days is when you finally experience some kind of relief. It's a tiny relief. As I thought, like for example, my day was not so painful as it usually is. And that I would call a good day. For the beginners of the recovery, this is a good day. And when you start to have more and more of these good days, it means you are on a recovery path. Bad days during recovery path, when you're already having some good days, bad days are absolutely normal. So you don't have to be scared of it. Let me give you an example. If you remember yourself before depersonalization and anxiety disorder, you remember that you had bad mood, you had something that happened to you and was very upsetting. There were days when everything was wrong, when everything was not happening the way you wanted. And I think you could call it a bad day, right? So you could say that these days is really, and use the bad word. And you don't have to do that, by the way. So now, if you are on your way of recovery, you don't have to mention these expressions that these days bad. But what I mean is, even before depersonalization and before anxiety, you had bad days. It's normal for a person to have bad days. It's some specific time when you have bad mood, when something bad happens, and that's okay. So when you have bad days, when you're anxious, when you are on recovery way, on recovery path, it is the same. It is normal to experience bad days. Bad days is when, for example, you feel a relief of a good day for a few days in a row. Sometimes it's just one day, sometimes two, sometimes three, and then out of nowhere the next day, boom, and it's horrible, and you feel bad, and you feel all the symptoms coming back, or the symptoms bothering you more than usually, and then you think, how come I was recovering? Why it happened to me? And the second thought, which you usually have, and I had it myself, that it means I'm not recovering anymore, or it means all I've done before for my recovery, it just ruined everything, so there is no chance that I can recover because I have to start from the very beginning. And I want to make you feel better, because it doesn't mean that all what you've done before to come out of depersonalization and anxiety is wasted. It is not. What's important is that if you think that it's wasted, and if you start to produce and think about it, produce this thought and think about it all the time, or during the day, or bother yourself with thinking about it. That's what makes your condition worse. And that's what's ruining your recovery. Because again, you are exaggerating your fear, and again, you do not have a chance for your body and your mind to recover, because you are at war. You are again producing these wrong thoughts, and you're thinking them. And that's why you don't have to call this day as a bad day. What you have to say, and what I was telling myself, I was saying, if my day was really bad, like for example, I don't feel myself as myself, or my reflection is not so normal as it used to be like day before, because there were days when my reflection was much better and it wasn't so distant. I didn't see such a stranger as I see today. And what I've done, I was just saying, I'm tired. I'm just tired. I need to relax. I need to go to bed, maybe sleep more, maybe just take a step back, just have a nice dinner, watch TV, spend time with my friends, or just talk to someone on the phone, instead of thinking how bad I feel. And instead of thinking that everything is wasted. So remember, what's very, very important, you have to think not the way that this day is bad and everything is wasted, but I am tired. Give different names to your conditions. Give different names, normal names to the way you feel. Because the way you call it, the way it happens. And how I was explaining before, it changes your biochemistry in your brain. One thought is changing quite a lot. And the more you use this thought, the more biochemistry is changing. And that's why you're having more severe anxiety. And that's why your condition is more prolonged. So you understood that there is no bad day. There is a day when you have to relax, when you just need to step aside, when you just need to take a pause from your recovery and just relax this day. That's how it's supposed to be. And guys, you will never have all the good days in one row. Never. It is same as in real life, in life before anxiety, in life before depersonalization. You can have a few good days and then one bad day. You can have one good day and then a week of bad days. But as long as you have just one good day, there is a big sign that you can get better. And I want you to stick to it. And I want you to believe that having a one good day, and when I'm saying good, it means, it doesn't mean that you have to be happy. It doesn't mean that you have to dance and, experience fantastic uplifting mood. No. It means that your pain is less, even for 1%, is less than it was yesterday. And that's what you need to take into consideration, because you're expecting too much. But you have to pay attention to small changes, to small details. Never doubt them. When you think that, oh, maybe I just made it up in my mind, maybe I didn't feel that much, better. But even if you made it up, even in this case, it would be better if you will exaggerate this thought, if you will start to make yourself believing that it really happened. So whatever is positive is better than the negative, and it will bring you back on a path of recovery. So that would be my big advice to you. Pay attention to this. Pay attention to how you call all your emotions and feelings. So when I'm saying do not try to analyze everything what's happening inside, I mean do not analyze in a way that you check it every minute. But if you notice something, try to be more logical and try to give it a proper name. Name that I'm tired. Name that I need to rest. Name it that I'm just exhausted, right? It's not I'm ill. It's not I'm dying. It's not like I'm having schizophrenia. Don't call it this way. And guys, come on, anxiety is not schizophrenia. This is a mental disorder, yes, and there is nothing scary in this word. This is a mental disorder, yes, but this is reversible mental disorder. And what I want to mention as well, that when you was, let's call it normal, right? And you had some emotional breakdowns, you was upset, or you was crying, or you was too over emotional over something, it also means that you had an episode of a mental issue, right? Many of us, all of us, were experiencing the same. And is it bad? Is it normal? It is normal, and it doesn't mean that you mentally ill. No, it's not. It's called life. And if you're experiencing some currently some poor mental health, it absolutely doesn't mean that you are insane. We have so many problems with our health during all our lives, and you can break your leg, and it doesn't mean that you are disabled. So it is the same. Having anxiety doesn't mean that you are mentally disabled, that you are insane, that you are crazy, and even some kind of craziness can be treated nowadays. So don't give bad names to things, because as I said before, it depends on you, the way you call everything, the way you call your relationship, the way you call your friends, your family, the way you call yourself, and the way you call your own feelings and emotions. That's all the little things which are making the big picture of your mental state. So that's considering good and bad days. You will notice that when your good days will take an advantage of bad days, you can say for sure that you're on a very, very right path, and that sooner or later you will be out of anxiety and depersonalization. But also it's supposed to give you hope, and I think that's even more important. When you have more good days, you basically understand that it works, that changing your mindset is exactly the tool which brought you to this episode of not the episode, but this period of time when you're experiencing more or less bearable life. And that's supposed to be your aim. As my mom was saying before, when I was in a deep depersonalization state, she was saying, I know that you are upset that you cannot recover. And she didn't know at the time even if it's possible to recover. But she said you have to you have to try to feel at least better. And even if you will feel slightly better, that would be a huge achievement. You have to be happy about it. And I was like, come on, why should I be happy about it? What kind of happiness I have to experience when I don't know who I am, when I do not recognize my reflection in the mirror, when I don't know who is my husband, and I don't know the names of my friends, and I have lots of existential questions which are basically killing me, and I also do not feel myself in my own body. How can I be happy with a little improvement? But guys, that's wrong attitude. You have to be happy with small things. And when you will imitate this happiness, because sometimes you cannot feel your emotions, right? And many of you are not feeling your emotions, same like I couldn't, but that's your That's your imitation of life, and this imitation of life is training your brain to feel the reality the way it's supposed to be before. So you see, everything is connected. And that's why I'm saying be happy about every little minute, which is a better minute than it was before. So when you will have more good days, you have to hang on hope, and you have to continue doing what you was doing before, using the same techniques, using your focus on right stuff like communication, work, hobbies, everything that can distract you. But don't forget that distraction is not the only thing which is leading to recovery. So many people say, I just said that I don't care about this condition and I've started to focus on life. Well, fantastic. I was reading so many times about it. So I was thinking myself, I'm trying to focus, but it doesn't work. So what does it mean? And it's very understandable. So what I'm saying is it's not the only thing which you have to do, right? So when you're focusing on life and, trying to distract yourself, but it's a part and a big part of what you have to do to recover. And when you are having more good days, you will feel that to focus on something apart from your condition will get easier and easier. And obviously when I experienced all this during my 3.5 years, I can say that all these 3.5 years was not a complete hell. So since I've started to recover, generally the way I felt was better. Day by day, better and better and better. And then some days, by the end of this condition, some days were more or less normal. So I could really experience life. I could really interact with the world, not artificially, but personally. So I can't say that it was so bad. And you will see that even if your recovery will take a while, it will, it will be prolonged. So you can't recover overnight. You don't have to be scared of it. When people saying like it took me like 5 years or 2 years or 3.5, we start to be scared straight away. But don't be scared straight away. Don't, because generally since you start your recovery, the first maybe months is extremely hard. Because you are retraining yourself, you're trying to forget your old habits of thinking, the old habits of judging, the old habits of analyzing. And then when you will learn new patterns of your behavior, you will notice that it's getting easier, and you will start to have some days of relief, and then these days will be, more and more, but with the time. So do not expect a quick fix. And then you will just realize, that you are more into life. And since you are more into life, it's like you breathe again. Like you're not on a Mars anymore, where you are just by yourself on a different planet, where no one understands you and you have no way out. Now you finally will be in a world, even if it's partially, but now you see that the condition can be changed. That the condition can be can have a different form. So it's not like you are absolutely and completely trapped. And once you know it, it will be easier and easier for you to come out. So the wrong word. Exactly now, when I was talking about it, it just reminded me of the birth process. It's like the general thing takes quite a long time, and then when the baby comes out, it's just split of a second. So in some way it is like that. It's like the recovery way is so long, and then once you feel more normal, life takes you over, and it happens quite fast. And after that you just feel like all what happened to you during the depersonalization was never there. Again, it won't be straight away, and you need to adjust to reality. It's also a serious thing, and it's not easy to come back, because some people asking, is it painful, is it scary to see the reality? Because I'm scared, I feel the reality more, but it makes me more at the same time it makes me even more anxious, and that is normal. You don't have to worry about it as well. That is normal. You learned to live in that different reality. You learned how to be constantly scared and being in the agony of this panic and symptoms. And obviously you need to adjust back to reality, so you need to get used to it. And that's also work, that's also process. So don't be scared of it. Just keep on going, and you will be there. And after, you will need some time, which probably not a month but longer. I would say for me it took probably a year or two to forget the pain of this condition, because it just seems like you are experiencing pain during having depersonalization, but afterwards you're still experiencing pain that you had it. It's like a trauma which happened to you. Your wounds are healed, but it's all these flashbacks of what you had, and all these fears that it can come back to you again. You will need time for it as well. So don't worry about it. All these stages are absolutely normal for every person. And what I want you to do is just to be logical, systematic, and very persistent in your actions. That's what you absolutely need to follow. That's what you need to do every day. And when I'm saying that you need to change your thinking patterns, I mean you have to do it every second. It's not like you do it one day and another day you just relaxing or being scared without practicing. You have to practice every second, and only then, after couple of months, you will see your first results. So that's it for today, guys. That's what about good days and bad days. I just explained you that it's normal to be scared of bad days. It's normal to be scared of not understanding what good days mean. It's normal to be scared of reality when you're coming back, and it's normal to be scared that you will never recover. But you have to understand how it works, and I'm sharing my experience, and I hope that you will try to follow my advices and will leave me a comment in probably a few months, I hope so, that you are getting better or that you are even recovered. Thank you so much for staying with me. Don't forget to put like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share this video or any other video which you're interested in, or in case you have friends who are struggling with this condition. I hope to see you again pretty much soon in my new video. Also, that would be great if you will leave me the ideas for the new topics in the comment section below. And have a good day, evening or night, whatever you're having now, and see you next time. Bye.